welcome to Meet the Candidates with Anna Hilliard. Today, I am talking with
Hal Cormier.
So, starting off, tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, let's see. I was born and raised in Corner Brook. I spent my summers at Boom Siding, just down the road from here, at our family cabin. I spent a lot of time in Pasadena in those younger years. Used to walk the old railway track to Southbrook Park, where there used to be an animal park there. There used to be moose and bears and cages and stuff like that. We all had to grow up sometime, so I got older. I went to university, went to Grenfell and Corner Brook, and I done a year in St. John's. And in, I guess it was August of 1990, I was working as a summer student at the mill, and Mr. Frank Sheaves, who was a good friend of my dad's, tapped me on the shoulder and said, "Hey, young Cormier, we're hiring the fall. Why don't you stick around?" And I did. That was 27 years ago. And I'm proud to say I'm a third generation that has made a living at the mill. And I'm hoping, do I really want my daughter Anna to go to work in the mill? Yeah, I don't know. She'll make that decision up in another 10 or 12 years' time when she gets old enough. But I was at the mill. In 2001, I met my wife, Krista. We got married in 03, and in 06, Anna was born. Krista's a teacher here at the elementary school, so we lived in Corner Brook at the time. We felt that it was important for Anna to go to school where Krista teaches, so Krista could be part of Anna's schooling as well and see stuff that she would normally miss if Anna went to school in Corner Brook. So we moved first to Humber Valley Resort. We bought a house in the resort in I guess it was 08 or 09. We joke around. Anna's best friends were two moose, a coyote, and a fox in the resort at the time. So Krista said, "Hal, we got to move into Pasadena." I said, "All right, well, if you can find a nice place to move into Pasadena, have at her." And actually we had friends in Pasadena that contacted us, knew this house was coming up for sale on Hodder Drive, and we bought it. So we moved in on Hodder Drive. I believe we bought the house in 2011, and we moved in 2012. I'm actively involved in, I guess, the outdoor community. I'm the president of the Marble Mountain Ski and Ride Club. I'm an outdoor enthusiast, anything snowmobile, ATV, and hiking, camping, you name it, outdoors, fishing, hunting, I love it. I am a board member with the MMSB, and I see you guys have one of the new compost bins here that you can pick up at the Pasadena place at a reduced cost, because the MMSB funds, or funds or subsidizes the cost to make it cheaper for people to buy and get involved with composting. I am the past president of the Deer Lake Dolphins, so at the end of the interview we'll do that little spiel with the Deer Lake Dolphins. And that's about it in a nutshell for Hal Cormier.
Okay. I don't know if you mentioned or not, but how long have you lived in Pasadena?
About 6 years.
Okay. Almost as long as us.
There you go.
What's your favorite thing about Pasadena?
It's flat, and it's close proximity to get to the great outdoors. Like I said, I love hunting, I love fishing, I love snowmobiling, ATVing, cross-country skiing. So it's all here.
Have you been on council before?
I've never been on council. I've been on lots of boards, but I've never been on a town or city council.
What made you decide to run for council?
What made me decide to run for council this time around? Well, I guess I feel I have a lot to offer. I want to see Pasadena grow, expand, and offer services and that to our youth and seniors. I feel I have an ability to just go out and get things done. Also, I guess a couple of issues arose over the summer, and I guess people weren't happy about. People make decisions for one reason or another, not to put blame on anybody. I guess, but people weren't happy, and I was approached by a number of town residents to step up and see what I could do to help move the town forward.
Okay. What do you hope to accomplish as a councillor?
I guess there are a couple of things I would like to see done as a councillor over the next 4 years. One would be to have infrastructure in place that's going to attract young families to come to the area. With a declining population, Pasadena has it, Corner Brook, they're all declining. We have to compete to attract families to come in. And you have to have the infrastructure in place. We got to go compete against Deer Lake, Corner Brook, Massey Drive, all points in between where families may come in and move. We want to be able to get out there and say, or they want to be able to look at Pasadena and say, wow, look at all this they have in place. Let's put the infrastructure in place. And one such piece of infrastructure, and I really wish the town moved ahead with this back in March. And I know it was over budget, but you know, sometimes you gotta make the sacrifice to get stuff done. And that's that splash pad. You know, the town of Humber Arms South, a good friend of mine, Arts Mitchell's mayor down that way. If they can put that in down there, why couldn't we find a way, find the means to drive that through and put that in the ground here in Pasadena?
Yeah, that's a...
Would you like a splash pad? Do you know what a splash pad is? Mm-hmm. It's like a water park. It's an area like your backyard, and water shoots up out of the ground. It fills buckets of water and tips it over on you. And it's a nice, clean, safe environment that moms and dads and nans and pops can bring the kids to. And with the issues that we've been having over the last number of years with the water quality at Pasadena Beach, even down at our own cabin in Boom Siding, the smell when the water gets really low and the algae build up, you know, it'd be nice to have somewhere to go that you can bring your children to a nice, safe environment.
Okay. What's your campaigning plan?
Well, my campaigning plan, I started it when I decided to run for council. I contacted a number of people in town that I knew quite well, whether I worked with or just met through school councils and stuff. And I asked them for support, and I got support. So I had a plan laid out where my signs would go. Right? That's the new sign. That's right. I had a plan laid out where my signs would go. You've probably seen them around town. Once the signs got laid out, then we done up a flyer, and I start door to door. And I start knocking on every door. I took vacation time now, right till election day, to make sure I hit every door in Pasadena. The door to door, with the flyer, talking to the residents, putting out more signs, and that's what this sign is for. When I get door to door, and if I feel people are really supportive, I ask them if I could use a put a lawn sign on their lawn. It's either yes or no. I don't take offense to it if they say no. And I do when I put these smaller signs out. And you're building out your campaign. You have to build it out. Other than that, a little bit of social media work, such as what you were doing here today, and some tweeting and stuff like that. I got Miss Michelle Cornick on side. And so we've gone out and done some live Facebook shots. And that's been quite fun. I have one other thing that I'll keep close to my chest as part of my campaign plan to get elected here in Pasadena. I don't want to let the cat out of the bag. However, you know, we'll roll that part of the plan out next Monday evening, possibly Tuesday. But that's up to Michelle, as she's my campaign manager.
Okay. Do you have a campaign slogan?
Yes, I do. People, not politics. It's all about listening to the people. If they have a concern, as an elected official, you have the obligation to listen to them. And not to play the political game with them. Give them a straight up yes or no answer.
I've also seen that slogan around in Corner Brook as well.
Yes, you have. And you know why you've seen it in Corner Brook? Because my older brother Keith is running as an incumbent in Corner Brook. And it's the way, I guess, we as a family, a Cormier family, my brothers were hunting partners, is the way we live our lives. It's all about people first. And I think that's a great way to live your life.
Well, that's all we had for the questions, but...
We have one more thing. All right, folks. Thanks. I want to thank Anna for giving this opportunity. The Deer Lake Dolphins Swim Club is starting up next Monday. If you're able to swim one length of the pool, unassisted, no flotation device, no life jacket as such, we have a free week. You can come up and try Swim Club for free from 5:15 to 6:45, Monday to Thursday at Deer Lake at the Hodder Recreational Complex. And come up and try it. See if you like Swim Club. You never know, you might enjoy it. We have different programs in place where you can swim 2 days, 3 days, or 4 days. But it's certainly worthwhile to come up free from next Monday from 5:15 to 6:45, Monday to Thursday, 4 days. It's free. Certified coaches. So come on up and give it a try, Pasadena.
Well, thank you so much for being here.
Well, thank you for doing this. It took a while to get here, and I apologize for that, but it's a busy schedule.
Good luck in the election.
Thank you very much, and you know something, really thank you for doing this. It gets the people in Pasadena that are on the site following it, get an idea of what people are all about. Bye.